If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Any concerns about the AC, let me know. Mahalo.
చూసావా అంటే ఏం చేయలేదు కానీ బట్ కట్టి అనుకునేవాడు కదా
Downtown Honolulu. On the right side of downtown is Diamond Head Crater. On the left side of downtown is Punchbowl Crater. Inside the Punchbowl Crater is the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific. కొన్ని డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఉండలే కదా మనకు ఎలా పోతాయి జర్నీకి తులసి from us is downtown Honolulu. Downtown Honolulu is consisting of 4 parts. Right here in the front is Chinatown. On the right side is the waterfront. Top buildings are financial district and civic center is behind. Here in Chinatown is a place where the city market of Honolulu is located. And on the right side there is a tower. This is called Aloha Tower. Aloha means welcome. Aloha Tower is built between 1926 and 1929. At that time, it used to be the tallest building in the city. There on the right. And this tower has 8 floors. Elevator takes to 8th floor. You can see that around. It's called Aloha Tower Marketplace. It's a sunset dinner cruise. Takes you between 5 and a show. Starts from here all the way down to Diamond Head and back. Bottom floor apartments in these towers, they start from 500,000.
Yeah. There's a picture. What is
Some people say kind of expensive, some people say kind of cheap. Different people. On the right, coming up, one of the oldest buildings in Honolulu is built in 1800s from local stone. Used to be a water pumping station for the Queen Palace in downtown. And it's just right here on the right by the train station. 5 acres of land. And the second one is here in Hawaii. Passing by on our left side, this is the biggest outdoor shopping center in the world, Oahu Shopping Center. You can see more than 290 shops and restaurants, more than 80 dining options. Behind the shopping center is located Walmart, just in case. They have charters and shuttles from the hotels to here, from here to the hotels.
Maybe one of those trolleys.
You can see it from here. Passing on the right, this is the biggest hotel resort here, Hilton Hawaiian Village. It's actually a nice place to visit if you have time. Inside there is many beautiful shops and restaurants.
Island forecast, the light winds continue with some hazy skies and humid conditions. It's going to be mostly dry with that afternoon cloud buildup. And we still have small waves island-wide, but another country swell is due in soon. From Hawaii News Now, I'm Guy Hunt.
71 degrees in Wailua. It's 71 in Honolulu. Crater 96 News Time, 7:35.
Crater 96.
Traffic on the bottom.
Two accidents, one coming out of Kailua. It's on Kailua Road at Kainehe, and tow truck is on the way over there. Both got an accident. It's mostly on Country Club Road, but on the Pali highways are coming down. Stay out of the right lane, approaching Country Club Road. The ambulance is on scene for that accident. Heading in from the west side, H1, H2 looks great. Middle Street merge with a light that's malfunctioning on Nimitz at Mauna Kea. Traffic is slower lane overpass. From east Oahu, traffic is light. From the Honolulu Traffic Management Center, I'm Danielle Tucker on Crater 96.
First correct caller wins.
Mistake will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Crater 96 prom is back, and this year we're gonna go back in time.
Announcing the Crater 96 Big 80s Prom, presented by
Screen TVs in the bar, in the dining room, and every game day breakfast.
Campaign manager for the Linda Lingle Senate Committee. I wanted to alert your listeners that they're going to hear lots of distortions about Governor Lingle's record, but that is just not true. It's important that your listeners know Linda Lingle believes we must live up to the promises made years ago.
On the right-hand side, if you take a look at that little island that's in the middle of the ocean, that is called Mokoli Island. That is the logo of Kualoa Ranch. The reason is that island is connected to the mountain that's in front of it. The mountain in front of it is Kualoa Ranch property, which consists of over 4,000 acres. Within 4,000 acres, there's 3 valleys: Hakipu'u, Kaaba, and Kualoa. 皆さん、もし寝ましたら起きてください。なぜがあと10分ご助つけます。右側の方見たら行ってください。その小さな山の名前はモコリイシマと呼ばれています。これはkualoa牧場のロゴです。モコリイシマと松ぶの山のコネクトです。The expedition is on a Pinsgard vehicle that will take you further than any other activity in the Hakipu'u Valley. The horseback is a beginner ride. There is no trotting or running on the tour. But please keep in mind that these two activities both have limitations or warnings. はい、 い、皆さんもそろそろ見ることできますけれども、クアロア谷です。ちょっと右側の山で見ることできます。クアロア谷には古代漁業池、カニワヘワンクルーズ、プライベートビーチ、フラダンスとレジェンドレイシー。Valley would be Legends and Legacy Tour, ocean voyaging, secret island, fish pond and garden. We also have our hula dancing within Kualoa Valley. In Hawaiian, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in Hawaiian means ikumamai. I'm not saying that right in English. Ikumamai means welcome in Hawaiian. We want to thank you for coming. Please remember to not leave anything on the bus. This is not the same bus you'll be getting on to get back to Waikiki. バス降りるの前はするなり何もするなりください。半日のお客様、右側の階段に行ってください。一日左側の階段に行ってください。Ladies and gentlemen, if you're half days, please go on the right hand side of the stairs. Full days, to the left hand side of the stairs. Once again, half days to the right, full days to the left. If you do have purple bag,
You ready to go on the jungle expedition?
That's why over the years they've used it in every single TV show ever filmed in Hawaii. Every single commercial concerning Hawaii usually has a shot of her too. But in the old days, the sea captains or the cruise ship captains and the airplane pilots, they use it as a marker to come into the island because you can see it from miles away. And a lot of people do know the name of that famous landmark on the left. Do you?
Diamond Head.
Diamond Head, right. So that's Diamond Head over to your left. But now, a lot of people are not aware that that's not its real name. Because if you think about it, Diamond Head is not a Hawaiian name. So it's the nickname given to it several hundred years ago when the first Westerners showed up here. And as they were walking around, they thought they discovered diamonds in the rocks over there. And that's how they got the nickname, Diamond Head. Especially the ones on the right, which is beachfront. You know, the ones on the right, we're talking about homes 5, 10, 15, 20 million. So this is where people like, well, Jack Lord used to live around here before he passed away, but Jim Neighbors lives here, Richard Chamberlain's another one that lives here. Tom Selleck used to live here, but well, now he has another show, so we don't see him as often. I believe he still has a home here, but he doesn't come in that often. So this is where the rich and famous people live, including one billionaire who's been in the news quite a bit lately. For some reason or another, I guess he didn't care for his neighbors, so he decided to buy them out. And according to the paper, he bought about 4 properties for about 150 million. And then he tears down the estates that were on them. And, you know, we're talking about beautiful mansions. but he tore them down. And now he's in the process of turning his property. It's kind of weird. And actually, this is part of it here on the right. But not too many people can spend, you know, over 100 million to make a little park for himself. And that's actually his house, which has been appraised for about 26 million. Oh, and ladies, he's single. But the other day, one lady did ask the question, yeah, but how old is he? I says, does it really matter? I guess this one is more like an Asian thing. So again, this is Kahala. The walls will disappear, but it's going to probably take another 400,000 or 500,000 years. So until that occurs, the public can still use it. So again, it's a much safer place to use if you're not really good at the swimming or snorkeling thing. But if you are good at it, then of course there are other places to go. But again, for children, this is a really good place as well. At all. But if you come back here, say in the winter months when the waves are big, that thing goes 75 feet in the air. But again, I'm not really expecting it to do at 30 miles an hour. That way you don't end up breaking body parts, which is what happens to people who come here that are not as experienced as others are. That's why I had to tell a kid the other day. He kept telling me that he body surfs too. I said, I thought you said this morning you're from Arizona. He says, I am. I said, then how in the world do you body surf there? Oh, I do it in a wave pool. I said, wave pool? That doesn't count. Walruses. So believe it or not, they had to fly one in from San Diego, use it in the movie, and then send him home after it was over. Because walruses are not native to Hawaii. But that's where you can find all kinds of tropical fish, sharks, stingrays, whale, dolphins, seals, turtles. But again, all native. For those of you that were on the north side, and what makes the north beaches nicer to me, and you can see a good example here on the right, is that there aren't a lot of people on them compared to the beaches in town. So this is a 4-mile long beach called Waimanalo Beach. But as you can see from here, there's hardly anybody on it. In fact, I think the only people who use it are the people that live in the area. Because we're heading towards winter now, about a month ago, something started to happen in the islands, and it's the flowers are starting to fall off the trees. That's one of the big differences when you visit Hawaii in the wintertime. And it is something people always ask about. And of course, another big difference in the winter months is it gets a lot colder in Hawaii. Although for the people with 50,000 residents, it is the biggest town. So again, we'll go into Kaneohe, where we have another stop to do. Because here you can see the cliffs going straight up vertical to about 3,500. So the battle that occurred here several hundred years ago was called the Battle of Oahu. But the importance of the battle is that's the battle where after it was over is when the Kingdom of Hawaii got started. Because in the old days, up until the late 1700s, there was no unified kingdom in Hawaii. In fact, every island was a separate kingdom. So of course every island had a ruler of its own, an army of its own, and there would be this constant warring amongst the Hawaiian people, but between different islands and tribes. But then around 1780, there was a young chieftain on the Big Island, and his name was Kamehameha. So Kamehameha is the one that said, let's put an end to all the fighting amongst the Hawaiian people, put everybody under one ruler. And of course he was talking about himself as the ruler. And he had his own army, so he used his army.
Mom, can we get some food for later?
The 15 chicks are all following the same hand.
The same hand.
Yeah, so I said, wow. I would have thought it would all be like maybe the same
One
color.
color, yeah.
Hanky. You never know. Yeah, but they were all the same size.
Same
so.
size, everything.
But it's like my grandkids. They all have blondish hair with blue eyes. And in my family and my ex-wife's family, we don't have those features. So I used to tease my daughter that the hospital gave you wrong teeth. Well, like I told her, your mom's family doesn't have that feature, and my family doesn't. So how is it that all three of them have blue eyes and blonde hair? But of course I know it's my son-in-law.
Yeah.
But I guess the Irish blood must be pretty strong. See, my ex-wife is Serbian. So it's all dark hair, brown eyes, like my family.
Yeah.
Weird. Well, one time I told my daughter when first I was a boy. And that's when I first saw the picture. I said, well, because my son-in-law is in the military. Now the thing is, you can't homes out here, and that would make a big footprint in the environment. But then about a month ago, all of a sudden, as we were driving by it, and I really didn't notice at first, somebody asked me, why aren't the propellers turning? So I had to take a look, and sure enough, they weren't turning, and they haven't been turning since. So I actually told the people, well, I think what happened is they didn't pay their electrical bill. So that's why they're not turning. But then I actually did find out from a friend what actually happened. The building where they store the energy caught on fire last month. So now they don't have a place to store the electricity they create. So until they can rebuild it, they can't run the turbines. But eventually, of course, they're going to start them up again. But again, to wind turbines, geothermal, which is to use the 1800 degree of lava to create steam to power the turbines, and of course solar energy. The state gives a huge tax credit to people who are willing to convert to solar, and that's why a lot of people are now converting to solar because of the tax credit and the savings, of course. So maybe one day Hawaii will be self-sufficient, but of course it's not going to be done in 2 years when the governor's term of office is over. So unless the governor gets re-elected, he probably won't get to see the end of it. But over on the right there, now there's another venture out here in Oahu that is doing quite well. And it's what they refer to as aquaculture farms. So I didn't say agriculture farms, I said aquaculture. And they've been around in the US for a long time. These are the commercial farms where they raise fish. So out here they do fish, but near the road they raise something else. And it's actually a commercial shrimp farm. But then there's another one out in the back by the ocean that's an oyster farm. So this is all part of what they call aquaculture, where they're commercially raising the seafood. In fact, well, even though the sugar mill is gone in Haleiwa, this is the area where this is all sugarcane fields on the left and right, all the way to the mountains. You know, 20, 30 foot high stalks of sugarcane. And now it's all gone because, again, there's no mills here. Somebody got smart though. I just saw it at Dole last week where, well, again, Maui is the only place they're still growing sugarcane, but there's a tiny little company there growing sugarcane, but not for the sugar. They're making rum. I just saw it at Dole last week, and I was not aware that they made rum in Hawaii, but I was talking to one of the workers. She said, yeah, this is brand new, Greg. There's a little farm in Maui where the owner is using the sugarcane to make Maui rum. And up on the right is one of their few remaining fields. It's because of their store that we're going to now is why Dole still maintains some of the fields so that the public can see them. Comes from where it grows right out of the middle. But there's a field up there on the right where until last week the workers were out there doing the actual planting. So we actually saw the workers out there poking a hole.